Artists, we need you.
Rattlesnakes and alligators right away. Come away, right away.
To make Inktober great again. Hey guys, I'm the Autistic Baron, and I'm here for week 2 of Inktober. Now, if you don't got the gist of Inktober, basically, you get one prompt that you have to make a drawing off of for every day of October, usually out of ink. Unlike last week, this week I am doing all ink, except for the first drawing. But if you have been following this year's Inktober, then you might have realized what everyone else has, which is that this week's Inktober is terrible. Like, truly terrible. A bunch of words are either just really dull, or they overlap each other. Like this week alone has hike, nomadic, horizon, and run. 4 of those words are annoyingly close together. Not just that, but it doesn't exactly offer anything to be super creative with. Like, I could just create anything out of that, any scenario. But there's nothing specific to be creative with there. Though there are a few good ones, like snacks. And I decided to make Inktober great again, jumping into the trenches and working with these Inktober prompts. A lot of other people just decide to make their own unique Inktober prompts or do something off of like a video game. But I think that I can make this Inktober work. All it needs is a little bit of imagination. But before we start, thank you very much from the bottom of my heart for the support that you've shown me on my last videos. Really, I appreciate it. And we're almost to 100 subscribers. So if you haven't already, subscribe. And comment down below what you'd like to see next, because I'm open for all sorts of ideas. Now then, let's get into it.
From the screen, to the ring, to the pen, to the king. Where's my crown? That's my bling. Always drama when I ring. See, I believe that if I can see it in my...
Week 2 of Inktober. Day 1 is hiking. Right into it, it was hard to imagine something interesting for hike, considering I've done so many similar prompts already this week. And the last. So I decided to convey that thought process with a child. This child is pretending to have one of his little characters climb up a mountain and grab a flag. Being so young, he doesn't know what it's like to actually go on a hike. So his infatuation with the theme of it is what's being conveyed here. This is a little bit lighter than some of my other art projects that I do, so I decided to have the coloring of it also convey that. Deciding to use a softer palette. Really just to not take the image seriously. The boy is calm, satisfied, and playing with his toys, just like any one of us. When we were little. This is the only color piece that I'm doing this week. I decided to go full ink for Inktober, but wanted to still show this one since hiking is still part of the week's prompts. I did have fun with this one, but I think I could have done a little bit more of it. I was really just excited for the next prompt. But here you go. Hiking. Rapid fire into part 2. This one is Sun. Here we have Sundal, a character that's also going to be in my animation series, Hangman. I decided to make a comic book, almost Arkham style painting for this one, or inking. It's supposed to show him at the edge of his tower, with the false stars shining over it. Sundal is called the child of the false star. If you want to learn the lore about that, then go check out my other lore video for the Spellbladers. Being my first inked piece on computer, I say that I'm very proud of how it's coming out. The star being directly over him allows me to do upward shading with the ink, which looks really, really nice. I enjoy how it came out. After some etching, I decided not to do line work for the star after a little bit of testing, just to make the light look more natural from the sky. And there we are, Sundal. Our next one is Nomadic, which I decided to base off of one of my older animations. One of my first ever animations I made out of the channel, and it's all made of oil paint. A little reminder too, to comment what you want to see next. I'll make your ideas. I'm open, I'm creative, and I'll put it into my style. Until then, Nomadic. For this one, I decided to make a mountain range, with a walking giant holding a tree branch that has a tent on it. Inside the tent is a musician that I made in the other animation. I decided the black and white ink style would work wonderfully for this, as the giant can blend into the mountains. This is supposed to be a mini-series that I was going to create on shorts before I started focusing on other types of content and learning how to animate better before continuing into something like that. Here I also used thicker lines of ink, that way I can express shading a lot easier on a larger object. I also learned a lot about shading expression, how it doesn't exactly need to be accurate to the environment when it's black and white. Instead, it could just be used to add details, making it incredibly dynamic, almost stunning. But here we are, a shorter one, Nomadic. Check out the animation in my shorts. This next one is a treat. Quite literally, snacks. Now you see, us smaller YouTubers are known as something called bottom feeders, crustaceans. And I decided that's what my theme is going to be. I created me as a crustacean, munching on little views on the seafloor. Enjoy. Here we have a little bit of a character idea, but we'll get to that later. For now, here's me as a crustacean. I decided to have me stand on a lower camera stance with a YouTube button right below me. I'm picking into it with a bunch of views and impressions falling from the ocean. Decided to give myself one claw and one crab-leg. And my eyes look just as confused and miserable as a crab must be down there. Or the happiest living thing on the planet. Can't really tell with that goofy face. Added some bubbles, some motion effects, some lighting. And there we are. The autistic bear in his true form, the bottom feeder. But you know what I want to do right about now? I'll probably make another video for it, but I want to rant about missiles. They're so cool. They could go sonic speed, they could blow shit up, they could annihilate things in an instant. Just like that. And you know what? It's great, because there was a really, really boring prompt up next. And that is button. At first I thought, why won't I make a missile launching from this button? But then I thought, well, why won't I make an ICBM, just a big missile? And then I decided to take it a step further, and decided to draw the explosion, the after effect. Who wants to wait for the launch and a dumb button and stuff? when you could just see beautiful explosions? Everybody knows that's what you're here for, to see big colors blasting around, even though it's going to be black and white. Still, big explosion, missile, whoa! Anyways, enjoy this as much as I did. As you can see, this is me having the first world problem of figuring out what could look destructive enough in a single image that could fit on a YouTube short. So I just decided to make the button the smallest part of the picture. Just like how the people at Inktober in their Instagram could give less of a shit about their prompts. Then I made a huge explosion of heavy shading. And you know what? I loved it. I think it came out great. I animated an explosion before, and I think that this is also really fun to draw. Check out the animation, by the way. It's very funny. I loved it. No, Mr. President. It was a joke, man. Don't worry. I have no missiles. None. Alright, I'm sorry. Alright, I gotta continue my video menu. I'll see you, man. Where was I? Onward. Horizon. For Horizon, people might think of an ocean or a stunning sunset. I decided to kind of flip the script and create a cold, barren landscape outside of a cave. It's really the last place that you'd expect a horizon in, but I think that it conveys more emotion in the black and white portrait than an actual horizon would with all the colors. I wanted this drawing to convey the very edge of life. This can be seen as the very beginning of a new part of him, or just the end. Having dug through the mountain, I gave a very imaginative aspect to the character, deciding to turn his arm to chain around a crystal, and making his pickaxe dramatically large. The character is also in dramatic proportion, almost built for the tunnels. There's no facial expression. You could just imagine what's going on in this scene. I also decided to put a ribbon around his pickaxe to show that the pickaxe is more of a personal item, a valuable piece to him. What does he really want here? Is he just looking off into the distance? Does he love the mines? Did he just escape the mines? Is that crystal truly valuable to him? Or is it just holding him back from a new life? The importance of art is being able to convey these things without words. And here you can convey so many things at once. It's all up to your interpretation on how you want to see it. I'm not telling you what to see. You see whatever story you want. Oh boy, getting a bit emotional there. Well, let's finish up this video with one more nice, small, simple piece. You know, not all the pieces need to be all that crazy. That, and I had a pretty bad headache when I was doing this one. The last one is Rome, and I liked Rome. I decided to just do my main character in my animation series. His name is Hangman, or Hongman, which means wander. Enjoy. For all my artists out there, remember not to feel too stressed about making a nice drawing. What I learned is that perfection just is impossible unless you absolutely need to for a specific design. But everybody's looking for your art style, your expression, your meaning. And I promise you, no matter what you make, it has some type of value. I take a screenshot of about everything I draw, even if it's a tiny little sketch. And this is kind of what this is, just a little sketch. I'm not feeling like doing anything extreme, but I still want to draw, so I did, and I decided to create something that I thought looked nice. Because I've learned that people value my art for its themes and what I'm creating in its own. So that's what I did. I created something that I would like, and hopefully you guys would like too. And that's it, guys. Inktober week 2. Done. Gone. Out the way. Finally. Hopefully, week 3 is much better for us. Again, if you have any ideas, remember to drop a comment. And if you like the video, subscribe. It means the world to me. Don't forget to check up on my animations too. But until then, onward, says the Baron.